But the next generation had to make a choice, just like the next generation today. The teenagers and the 20-year-olds and the 20 to 30-year-olds and the 30 to 40-year-olds, we have to make a choice. Are we going to find out if God is real? Are we going to know God for ourselves? Or are we going to give God the hand and go do what we want? But there was a generation in Joshua's time that followed Joshua to the promised land, overcame the enemies, and served God all their lives. And that is powerful. And as individual Christians, we can possess the promised land, we can overcome our enemies and serve God all of our lives. We can choose to be part of that generation. It doesn't matter what time of the church you're living in. It doesn't matter if you're living in the falling away church. It doesn't matter if you're living in the frozen, chosen church. It doesn't matter what time you're in. You can decide to be part of the generation that goes to gain their inheritance and commit to God, to serving Him all of their lives. Joshua and Caleb were different. They had a different spirit. And no matter what the whole land of Israel was doing, they all were negative about the promised land. They got upset about going there. But Joshua and Caleb said, you guys are crazy. God has created this promised land for us. He has created this thing for us, and we can go and inherit it if God was with us. How can we fail? They had a different spirit, and we can have that in us today. And we see that here in Joshua and in the elders. Another generation arose after them who did not know the Lord nor the work which He had done for Israel. And again, this just begs the question. The next generation, or even the older generation, maybe you never knew God. Maybe you never came to know God. It's important that you come to God yourself, that you come to know God yourself. It's important that you experience the work that He has done for you. And then it says, the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served the Baals. It's not our God. It's not the God of Abraham, Isaac. And if it's not that God, if it's not Jesus Christ, if it's not the Holy Spirit, you're missing the mark. Because God says, the first commandment, you shall have no other what? Gods. And in America today, the love of money can be our God. A lot of things can replace God. We can replace God. People ask you, what do you think about this? Well, I think. Who cares what you think? Are we asking what God thinks? Are we asking what God says? Judges chapter 2:14, the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, so He delivered them into the hands of plunderers who despoiled them, and they could no longer stand before their enemies. Whenever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for calamity, as the Lord had said, and the Lord had sworn to them, and they were greatly distressed. You want stress? Do you want to be distressed? Do you want to lose joy? Do you want to lose peace? Do you want to lose all of these things that God has given you when you accepted Him? The way you can lose all that is rejecting God, rejecting His Word like Israel did. They rejected the first commandment of the 10 Commandments. It's important for us. You can't say, oh, well, I don't lie, but I do steal. God's not happy with that. We've got to serve Him. And so if you have lost something, if you've been spoiled, we have to wake up. In my life, if I've been spoiled of my joy, if I've been spoiled of my peace, I've got to wake up. If I don't have peace, if I don't have joy, Jesus said, whoever drinks of this water shall never thirst. Christ has a living water that we can partake of that will give us life continually. We don't have to be dry. We don't have to be thirsty. We don't have to lose our joy. We don't have to lose our hope. You don't have to lose it. Don't let the enemy spoil you. So what do? Do we give up? No. We shape up.